Hello everyone, this is Sherry and this is Blue and you're watching Lessons Learned. Hello, Sherry here. Welcome back to Finish It Friday. What is going on with the weather? I don't know what it's doing at your place, but the other day it was 84 degrees here in Indiana, southern Indiana, and today it's like 30 something. It's so cold. And I think it's going to kind of be that way until later next week. Maybe Sunday they said would be a decent day. Like maybe you could even plant some plants outside. I don't know. I'm not risking it. I'm waiting a little longer than that. So what did I get done this week? It's been a weird week. I've done a lot of sewing, but I feel like I've been spinning my wheels at the same time. I would say probably out of the two projects that I worked on the most, I would say this one's probably worth talking about because it was supposed to be done on the 31st. And it is done because I did put the yellow border around it. This is the Pat Sloan string beans. I did put the yellow border around it, and it really did finish it off nice. I still haven't decided on the I don't know, I'm thinking about white, because there's no other white in this except for this gingham, you know, the white in the gingham. I'm thinking about doing a white binding around it, just to keep it light and airy instead of that dark green. I think the dark green might just kind of take away from it, so I'm thinking about just doing a white. I don't know. But it was a lesson in knowing where to stop. Because in her pattern, you have a small border and then you have a piano key border, or it's a border with a lot of little strips. And then you put another border on like this size. Okay? Sorry about the shadow. And I took out to do that on one end. And here's what I did, and I'm going to take it off because I don't like it. But I did this, and then I thought I would leave it at that and bind right on that border instead of putting another thin border on it, like the yellow. Well, look, I miscalculated, and I've got an extra 1.5 or 2, maybe 2.5 inches on one end. So that's wrong. Now I could get past that to go ahead and put another one of these on the other end, but I don't have enough to do all the way around. And I knew that when I started doing this. I thought, well, I'll put this and then I'll put something else on this side and bind it, and that'd be it. But when I laid it completely out, I just did not care for all that chaos on top of there, besides it being the wrong size. So I'm going to take this off. I'm taking it off, and I'm calling it quits on that until I get my binding on and everything. I still have to sandwich it, quilt it, bind it, right? But I am going to take that extra wide border off. I only did the one end, so it'll be easy just to rip that out. That's what I'm going to do. But I feel bad that I spent all that time on that, figuring out that math, which I didn't have figured out, right? Because I'm too long. So that makes it all out of sync. Instead of redoing it or coming up with something else, I'm just sticking with the thin yellow border that I put around there. Because this quilt has got plenty going on without a complicated border, fancy border. So I feel like it was a success getting it done in the month of March. I got all my blocks done. I got all my blocks put together. I got the main border around it. I'm stopping there. What does that Kenny Rogers song say? You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them. I'm folding. This is done. But going back to a UFO that became a work in progress, I'm picking threads off here. I did get a bunch done on this. This is that quilt top that I did a long time ago, probably a year ago maybe. It hung on my design wall for that long. And then once I started doing these UFOs, I put a back on it, sandwiched it, and I also did my backing like this. I don't know if I showed you that. I think I did. I just used the extra blocks that I had of the batik on there to put a strip on the back just to give it some whimsy. But here's another thing that troubled me this week with this. Okay, I made my 2.5 inch binding, right? You fold it in half and then you sew it on there with a 1/4 inch seam, and you flip it over and you sew it down in that little ditch, right? I was going to do that on the machine. Quick, get it done. For some reason, I had in my head to make it a deeper seam. It's more like 3/8 instead of a 1/4. So now when I pull it over, there's no way I'm going to be able to sew that down with the machine from the front and have it catch. So now this is why I got all those wonder clips in there. See here? I've got to sew this down by hand, which I enjoy that. I don't mind doing that, but I didn't get it done this week like I wanted to. But it won't take too long. I could probably sit and do that 2 nights watching TV or something, watching videos. But it's a comfy little quilt. I think I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen to this quilt, but I'm actually liking it pretty well. And so there's that. That's the most of what I've got done this week. Okay, so I started a new project. I have not put out any videos on it yet, making videos on it. It's another layer cake quilt top, and maybe I'll have an episode of that out this weekend. Not sure. I didn't make one on the machine yet either, and it's because I did get my feet that I was waiting for in the mail, but I've played with some of them. And for this, the quilting that I did, I don't know if you see it, but I just did X's through those blocks and then all the way across through the sashing too. I don't know if you can see it. That's all the quilting I'm going to do. I used that dark gray, no, that not dark gray, that light gray that I'm using on the batik boho. That's all I did on it. It's good enough. I like it. The batik boho, I don't know if you can see that over here. I haven't done anything more on that since episode 3. I need to sandwich it, and I want to do some free motion quilting on it. I'm stalling. Yeah, I'm stalling. I don't have any natural artistic ability. I can doodle. They say if you can doodle, you can machine quilt. But I'm stalling. I'll get it done. And then this is a UFO that I found. Well, I didn't find it. I knew it was over there. But this is something that I got from Jordan Fabrics a couple years ago. I got a jelly roll, and I got a panel that had these on it. I think it had 8. And I thought, I'm going to make a table runner or a wall hanging out of that. I really like the, I don't know what you call it, kind of a spearminty green color. I really like that. It's got tulips, asters, poppies, and what's this? That's a poppy also. An aster, a tulip, and 2 different poppies. But the 2 poppies are different. So this was one of those UFOs that I did something. I made a major failure on the jelly roll. I was sewing the jelly roll together, and I guess I didn't know that you're supposed to go up one side and down the other when you're sewing those 2.5-inch strips together. And I sewed them all the same way. So it made like a big bow in it. And so when I cut that out to put this border on, it wasn't coming out right. So I redid enough of it just to get this done. There's more to it. You could make a whole quilt out of it, or another section of 4 over here, make a table topper or whatever. So this part came out right after I fixed what was wrong. And I still have a lot of this left. Like I say, I have at least 4 more blocks and a whole bunch of that jelly roll that's still sewn together wrong. So I don't know, but I'm going to finish this next week somehow, even if it's just plain and simple, you know, outlining these and then stitching the ditch or something like that. I think I'll put a little hanger on it with some twine and put it on a little hanger, put it in my house somewhere. It'd be cute because I really love the colors. I should finish this. UFO turned work in progress this week. So now we have a couple of people who sent in their pictures. We have Ann Hines. She did a string bean quilt. And here's her picture. Maybe I'll put it over here. She didn't do it quite like the pattern is. Hers is more like courthouse steps, I think. Is more like what it is. But she's got a cute little story to go with it. She says, this is my version of the string bean. And that's okay if she has her own version. I got mine with my border debacle. Says the squares are half the size and I have 56 of them. I wanted to be able to use some of my smaller scraps. That's why she made it a smaller version. When I was halfway through, my 88-year-old mother saw what I was making and casually asked if when I got a chance she'd like a summer throw. Well, I didn't have plans for this one, so I skipped the batting, made it long enough to cover her from her chin to her toes, and I just finished it. Cool. So it's no batting. She put the backing and the binding on, and it's just a lightweight little throw that you can put on that's not too heavy. An older person tends to be cold, but they don't want to be all bundled up in the summer. So this is perfect for that, and she's going to enjoy that. Very good job, Anne. And then Pat Freeman also had a string bean she wanted to share. And she did a very, very interesting twist on it. She did her colorway so that it looks like a traditional log cabin. So I'll put that picture here. She used browns and greens, and there's a little bit of orange and yellow in there. And then she's got the light strips in there. So this is really cool. Good job, Pat. I would never have thought to have done that. She said, finished quilt top. I went the traditional log cabin route. Good for you. I'm impressed. I'm impressed, Pat. So thanks for sharing those. And then I also have, instead of doing a separate video for my So Yeah fabric purchases of March, I think I'll just throw those in with this video and show you what I got. I got a lot of stuff here. I put it all in a basket like this and had it all cute until another package arrived today, and I threw a bunch more on top of it. So let's go through this right quick. First of all, this is absolutely gorgeous. This is a line called Save the Bees. And the panel that I got is called Bee Worthy. Designed by Greta Lynn for Canvas, Canvas, in association with Benartex. This is super cute. Bees. It says save the bees on there. Look at that. Isn't that gorge? I don't do a whole lot with panels, but I couldn't resist this. So I'm going to hang it up here so I can look at it and think about it. Figure out how I'm going to do something with it. A So Yeah sticker. If you buy from So Yeah, you know about these little red stickers, don't you? They get everywhere. And then with that, I have a layer cake. Here's the selections on the back. And then I also got some yardage. This is, looks like 2 yards. So I have 2 yards of that, and then the layer cake. This is what I thought. I thought I might get the traditional bear paw block, just the classic bear paw, and make a quilt using this. You know, honey, bees, and bears, bear claws. I don't know. I just think that's a great idea. I'm maybe going to do that. I got a slotted trimmer. 1 alignment, 2 cuts. Trims all sides of half square triangles. There's 2 sizes there. It's it'll do a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. So there's it's just a little trick where you cut your half square triangles using a little slot method here with your cutter. I haven't tried that yet. Here is a charm pack that I got called Carolina Lilies. I think I talked about that on Monday. Kind of like this kind of colorway, except the green is more of a yellow green than that one. And then I also got a bundle that goes with that in the blues. There's one there, and then there's all of these blues. That's in that Carolina Lilies line. That's fun. I got a K-Facet bundle. Not sure what the name of this one is. Let me see if I can. Cloisonne. Cloisonne. That's what it's called. It's supposed to look like cloisonne beads, I guess. Oh, here's some more bee fabric. This is a fat quarter bundle. Not showing them very good, am I? There's even a stripe in there. And then, let's see. Here's some batiks that I got. Can't go wrong with batiks. I love batiks. I can buy all the batiks all day long. Love them. I love how they feel too. They feel starched. I love it. Here's another batik one that is dinosaurs. I don't know why I bought this, but they're pretty. They're very pretty. I think there may have been a panel that went with this or something. I'm not sure, but I wasn't interested in that. But, you know, you could put these in something in a quilt project and you wouldn't even know there's dinosaurs in there the way these are. I just love the colors of them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. That's a weird number. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's 13. 14. 14 fat quarters of that one. Don't ask me how much they cost. I don't remember. Here's some more. Are these batiks? Let me see. I think they might be just a fabric line. Yeah, these are printed. But they're like bubbles. Y'all think I have enough turquoise and blues and greens? That's my favorite. Blues and greens are my favorite. There's that bubble one. And then I got a dark and light blue bubble one. Mostly dark, darker medium. Those would be kind of good blenders in a way. They're a little bit bolder of a blender, but they would go with something in that way. Here's a couple of, I think these are 1 yard batiks. Yeah. Got 2 1 yard batiks. This one, butterflies, and then this gold one. And then this is a fabric line. They had a bunch of colorways of this. Let me see, it's something about walking in the rain or taking a walk. Tilda Quilt Collection, Windy Days. Windy Days. It's people with umbrellas walking. See that? I don't know if you can tell. Little bridges. Hopefully I don't have it upside down. No, that's the right way. These are fat quarters. But they had them in all kinds of colorways, but I got this pink and gray one, and then here's what goes with it. See that? I'm thinking about doing some swoon blocks. That's why I picked this up. Gonna use that for swoon blocks. Or a swoon block. Those are big. We'll talk about that one day. And then just got a couple, 3, 4 more. These I got today. This is a bundle that has panels. A panel, or maybe 2 panels. This is called Blue Dreams by Studio Fabrics. Not sure what to do with that. Kind of looks like Indian, doesn't it? It's not batik, but I love the blue. All the different bright blues in there I really liked. And then there was another panel that has some blocks you can cut away. There's one that says something on it. An open heart is an open mind. Beauty is in everyday things. So you could cut these apart and do different things with them, or leave them as is somehow. And then here are some, I think these are 2 1 yards. 2 1 yards that go with those. Alright. Here's a line that has a collection that's about dogs. And it's called Dog on It by Ann Lauer of Grizzly Gulch Gallery for Bernard Tex. This is cute. There's not much of it though. That's a fat quarter. Let me open it. Look at these dogs, y'all. Those colors that are in there on those dogs have a little bit of metallic to them. Isn't that cute? And then here's a paw print in that line. Here's another little zigzaggy print. Here's another green with the metallic is very subtle. It's actually very pretty. I don't know if you can see that shining. Here's a dark background zigzaggy. So all those go together. Make a cute bag or something. Cute, very cute. And then I don't remember this. It may have been something I got free. I don't know. Sometimes you can like answer questions. They'll throw out like a music trivia question on there, and I haven't gotten one of those right yet. I know one of these bundles I won because he said, one of the guys said, okay, whoever is first to put the emoji with the big toothy grin first gets this bundle. And actually, I think it was this one. Let me open this, because I would have never chose this probably. But it is batiks. Look, it's a dark batik. It's a flowery one, another flowery one, and then two very light ones. And I was the first one to get it right, because most people were doing like the smile toothy grin, but he wanted the square one, you know, like when you're I use it when I'm like, you know, if I want to say something like oops, you know, and then you put that big toothy grin on there. I was the first one to get that right, so they gave me a free bundle. If you think about it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fat quarters, that's at least $20, you know, so that was a good win. And sometimes they throw money in, like they'll just stick you a $20 bill in there, or a $100 bill even once in a while. I've never gotten one, never got the money. Here's another one. I don't remember wanting this, but I'll use it. It's a very light pink with a black design on it, dots. Here's another dot. It's kind of a fleshy color with a black dot. There's 2 of each. These are white on white stars. That's useful. This. And then this is a little plaid, like a gingham. So there's my March purchases. I also got, I don't think I brought it up here. I don't know what I did with it. I got one of those little folding Olfa mats that have the curvy fold. You can fold it up and take it with you traveling if you're going to sew wherever you're going. It's just small and it seals up. Like when you open it full size, you can't even see where that zigzag is, and you can use your Olfa color right over top of it. They were real super cheap. They gave me a diamond ripple quilt pattern, and it looks like this. Pretty simple, but they've got all the pattern directions for that. And they gave me a 15% off thread. So if I go on their website and get thread, and I put this code in, threads. I don't think I'm supposed to show you that. Anyway, they gave me a coupon. Alright, so that's what I got for you this Friday. Got a few things done. Nothing 100% done other than my string beans flimsy. And I have to take that strip off that I sewed on. It's done as far as the top goes. Gonna get my binding on this little gray quilt here. Gonna start braving into free motion quilting on the boho quilt. Gonna work on this old UFO and gonna brainstorm some more ideas on this. And I have a layered cake tutorial coming out soon. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday morning quilt chat. and have much more to talk about. All right, see you later. Bye.